Welcome to the Protagonist Pub. My name is Tammy. And this is where characters gather. Today we're here to talk about my April 2023 pile of possibilities. It's going to be a much bigger list than the previous 3 months. As you know, I am participating in Katie's Spring into Christian Fiction read in April. I will link her video down below. So in addition to those books, which I've already discussed in a previous video, which I will also link, I have added a couple of other books to the list because apparently I like to torture myself. So I will go over all of the books in this video today. I'm adding some non-Christian fiction reads into the list just to break it up a little bit, give me a little wider variety. So, up first is A Deadly Coincidence by Keith Finney. I got this book from a Goodreads giveaway many years ago, and I never got a chance to read it. It came out in 2021, so not that long ago. I know this is the first book in a 3-part cozy mystery series. Takes place in an English village called Lipton St. Faith, and it takes place I believe it's during World War II. Yes. So it's not very long. The rest of the series is on Kindle Unlimited, so if I enjoy it, I can read the other 2 books easy peasy. You know, it will be a quick, unchallenging read should I need to break things up with something completely different than what I'm currently reading. Up next is a book I mentioned on my 2023 personal reading challenge, and I will also list that in the description down below. And that is Haunted Hibiscus by Laura Childs. And this was specifically, I believe it's because it had flowers on the cover. No, I've since picked up many a book that has flowers on the cover, but this is the one I had written down months ago, so I picked it up once again. I got it from the library this week. It is just a little over 300 pages long. Take that back. It is 293 pages long. There are a couple of recipes in the back which add up to increase the page count to be just over 300, but that's neither here nor there. Next up is a book you will see in the March book haul. I'm trying to figure out how to break up the March book haul so it's not a hour-long video. We will see. And the reason this book is on the list for April in particular is because it takes place in Oklahoma City. And April 19th is the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. And this book specifically deals with 2 fictional survivors of the bombing. So it is Karen Kingsbury's To the Moon and Back. And this is part of the Baxter series, but a little bit of research said it could be read alone without a problem. And so I will just read the back blurb. Since high school, Brady Bradshaw has lived alone. He likes it that way. Besides, he's hardly ever home. When he isn't fighting fires in Oklahoma City, he's volunteering throughout his community. The work gives him purpose. Because if God isn't going to help the people of Oklahoma City, then Brady will step in. It's what he lives for, helping others. That and one other thing. The hope that someday, somehow, he might find a girl he hasn't seen in more than a decade. A girl named Jenna. If you read the inside cover blurb, and I didn't want to read all the way through because it, I think, has spoilers. One of the Baxter children, helps Brady in his quest to find Jenna. So I will read that on or about the 19th of April. A nice, quiet, reader-appropriate way to honor the victims of the Oklahoma City bombing and read a new to me author that is also on my April list that I'll be reading plenty of. So it all tied in nicely. So now we're into my spring into Christian fiction books. And this is on my list. I don't have the prompts in front of me, so forgive me. I will put the prompt down below for each book as they come up. This arrived in the mail yesterday, so I got book mail yesterday. And this is Denise Hunter's A Novel Proposal. It released, I believe, the 21st of March. And this one I know in particular, this is a book with a bird on the cover. It's probably very hard to see, but right here where my finger is, there are two little seagulls flying. I had a very hard time, if you've watched the video, you'll know, finding a book with a bird on the cover. This one sounds very interesting to me, and I'll just read the top little blurb. When Western novelist Sadie Goodwin must pen a romance novel to rescue her lackluster sales, there's only one tiny problem. She's never been in love. I have a feeling this is going to be a book I will devour. So I am looking forward to that. Next up is The Inn at Ocean's Edge by Colleen Coble. I still just look at this cover and want to go to the beach. I will read you the top little blurb section again. Claire's visit to a luxury hotel in Maine awakens repressed memories, threatening all she holds dear. How can this not be wonderful? How? Not to mention the fact that one of my favorite places in the country is a hotel in Maine on the coast. If you've ever been to Kennebunkport, Maine, it's called The Colony, and it is amazing. It's an amazing hotel. And then next up for this was the blue cover prompt, A Castaway and Cornwall by Julie Klassen. I'm still just dying to read this. And I will read you a little bit from the back. Set adrift on the tides of faith by the death of her parents and left wanting answers, Laura Calloway now lives with her uncle and his disapproving wife in North Cornwall. There she feels like a castaway, always viewed as an outsider, even as she yearns to belong. While wreckers search for valuables along the windswept Cornwall coast, known for its many shipwrecks but few survivors, Laura searches for clues to the lives lost so she can write letters to next of kin and return keepsakes to rightful owners. When a man is washed ashore after a wreck, Laura acts quickly to protect him from local smugglers, determined to destroy him. As Laura and a neighbor care for the survivor, they discover he has curious wounds, and although he speaks in careful, educated English, his accent seems odd. Other clues wash ashore, and Laura soon realizes he is not who he seems to be. Despite the evidence against him, the mysterious man might provide her only chance to discover the truth about her parents' fate. with danger pursuing them from every side, and an unexpected attraction growing between them. Will Laura ever find the answer she seeks? Seriously, just sign me up. Next up is Karen Kingsbury's Someone Like You. And I believe this is for the prompt of New Life. And this is, I believe, in the Baxter series, like 15th or so. I will read you the small little blurb from the inside cover. One frozen embryo, two families with secrets, and a guy who never planned to fall in love again. Woo. Yeah, okay. Sign me up. I'm here. Another Kingsbury, The Baxters, a prequel. And I believe this was for the flowers on the cover prompt. And this one, top blurb from the inside cover. The Baxter family saga begins with a wedding day that tests the bonds of love and hope for each family member. April is the beginning of wedding season. New life together. I don't remember the prompt for this one. This is the Oath of Brotherhood by Carla Loreno. This is the first in the Song of Seer series. This is Christian fantasy. I will read you the back. When evil threatens, who will find the faith to fight it? In an island kingdom where the old ways hold fast, and a man's worth lies entirely in his skill with the sword, Connor McNear is a musician and a follower of a forbidden faith. Problematic for any man, but disastrous for the son of a king. When Connor is sent away to a neighboring kingdom to secure a treaty, he learns that his ability with the harp is a talent that traces back to the magical foundations of a once united seer. But his newfound home is soon placed in peril, entangling Connor in a plot that has been unfolding since long before his birth. Only by leaving both kingdoms behind and committing himself to an ancient warrior brotherhood can Connor discover the part he is meant to play in Seer's future. But is he willing to sacrifice everything, including the woman he loves, to follow the path his God has laid before him? I have been intrigued by this for a while now. I am very much looking forward to this. And the cover is breathtaking. So, we'll see. And then the last physical book for the challenge is Recorder by Kathy McCrum. And I believe this is my replacement for Reread an Oath favorite. And I replaced the reread with Start a New Series, or a New to Your Series. And this is young adult sci-fi. And I will read you the back. By the way, this is the first in the Children of the Consortium series. The Consortium is all but Recorder can no longer obey. Recorder has no family, no friends, and no name. Donated to the Consortium before birth, her sole purpose is to maintain and verify the records. A neural implant and drone ensure compliance, punishing for displays of bias. Suddenly cut off from the controlling technology, Recorder tastes what it is meant to be human. But if the Consortium discovers her feelings, everyone she knows will be in danger. With no name, no resources, and only an infinitesimal possibility of escape, Recorder's time is running out. Forgive me, I've only had one cup of coffee. I think it sounds an amazing journey. I know the second book in the series, which is Aberration, was up for a 2022 Christie Award. So it is very high on my list. The next couple of books are all on my Kindle, and I pulled up the list so I can tell you who they are. So, first would be A Cairo Curse by Pepper Basham. I don't have the synopsises in front of me. I know this is the second in the Grace and Freddie series. I loved Mistletoe Countess. I have started the Cairo Curse several times, and I keep getting pulled away to read other things. I want to sit down and finish the Cairo Curse in April. Thus, it is on this list. Next up is Her Unlikely Hero by Valerie Comer. This is in particular, a Catholic fiction book, which makes sense. I'm Catholic. And it is very hard to find adult Catholic fiction. So I'm hoping this is a good book. I'm hoping it is an author I would like to read more of. I will let you know. And the last Kindle read for the Spring into Christian Fiction is The Brickhouse Cafe by Carla Lorano. This is a novella. I believe it's the novella that leads into her book that releases in April, the title of which escapes me right now. I will link it down below. I believe they're connected. I'm not positive. I believe they're connected. Their covers are they have the same vibe and the same aesthetic and the same feel. But if they're not connected, I will put that down below right here. I am looking forward to this. There are 2 Carla Lorano books on my list, just like there are 2 Karen Kingsbury's on my list. I'm fine with that. I don't mind repeating authors. So hopefully I fall in love with all of these books. I will let you know as I read them. I will probably read other books in April, even though this is a very extensive list. It is my biggest pile of possibilities to date, but I am not daunted by the size of the list. The only thing that daunts me about the list is there are several new to me authors, and hopefully I love them all. What are you planning to read in April? Are you participating in the Spring into Christian Fiction read along? I should mention that there is a read along book for the Spring into Christian Fiction. I didn't mention this in my original video. It is Wistress. I have so much trouble saying that title. By Nadine Brandes. I read that I want to say I read it at the end of December last year. Yeah, pretty sure that's when I read it. So I'm not rereading it for this read along. It is a good book. There is a lot of hype around the book. Had there not been so much hype around the book, I probably would have DNF'd it. Even though in the end, I ended up loving the book. I will say that the beginning is it didn't grab me from the beginning. It took a very long time for me to get into the book. But I'm not sad that I did. I'm also thinking about reading Vivid by, I will put her name down below. It is the book, the Christian book club for April on BookTube. If I read it, it will be on my Kindle. My library doesn't have it. And we will see. I have a very big list for April, so we will see if I can fit it in. It is a young adult Christian fantasy, so it's not high priority for me. It sounds very interesting. It's only a duology, but we will see if there's time to fit it in. Then I will. If I don't, I'm not going to be overly upset. And that's what I'm planning to read for April. What are you planning to read for April? Do you have your books picked out? Please comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.